The thing on a personal level that probably frustrates all of us, most of us, certainly myself personally, is when you hear companies using up to X% less. And you really need to do your homework before you choose intelligently. We have distance sensitivity, time of day, day of week sensitivity. Most cases, our cost differential will be small enough that the quality will more than differentiate you staying with AT&T.
There's finally a little guy that does everything the big guys do. Introducing Minolta's Maxxum 3000i, the world's smallest, most affordable autofocus SLR. The first easy little camera that does it all with any lens. And big camera technology in a small body means results that are absolutely incredible. The big little Maxxum 3000i.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
What do you have?
Give me 2 pizza puffs, a chili dog.
Excuse me. Gus.
1 minute.
Sorry.
Give me 2 pizza puffs, a chili dog, a large.
Hey, Lord.
Gus, I told you, to be hot dog kings, we need lots of Bud Light. Not Bull Black?
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Now what do you think?
It's beautiful.
Because everything else is just a light.
Hey, what about my pizza puffs?
Welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. The sweeper treatment, that's what they're calling for here in Tulsa. And we're ready now for the starting lineups for game number 4 of the CBA Championship Series between Rockford and Tulsa.
Should be a dandy. Tulsa's lost once in playoff. That was to Pensacola. They have been terrific. Henry Bibby has done a great job getting finally home.
And they'll be introducing the visiting Lightning of Rockford. It's been a very tough championship series for that crew, but they're going to try and gut it out here this afternoon. The first player on the floor for them from Maryland is Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis is a guy who once was second in the nation in block shots, so you know he can get off his feet. He's going to have to today.
Pace Mannion at the other forward slot had only 18 on Wednesday night. He's got to be a key.
Yeah, he really does. He's played 44 minutes. He was the Iron Man, most minutes of anybody.
The unheralded center from Texas El Paso, Mike Richmond.
Well, there's so much pressure on him because of Lampley not being around and Bannister called up. He must rebound.
And in the backcourt, number 5, Brent Carmichael.
Well, we talked about him. He's so disruptive on defense. Better off the bench. They have no choice with Presley being called up.
Rounding out the starting lineup in the backcourt is Dwayne McClain.
Here's a guy who was recruited by over 200 colleges out of high school, went to Villanova. He's got a running left hand as we look at Charlie Rosen that really is special. Boy, is Charlie unpopular. He's not going to win the mayoralty vote.
Good chance. It was also released earlier today that for his antics on Wednesday night, he was fined by the CBA. So there is no love lost between Mr. Rosen and the fans here in Tulsa. Now for the host team here in Tulsa, the Fast Breakers, representing the forward slots for them, number 42, Peter Tebow.
You know, I look at this guy. He once scored 22 and a quarter against the Lakers, and I'm asking myself, why is he here? This guy's a scoring machine. He's terrific. Somebody's got to give him a chance in the NBA.
Also down low, number 33, Joe Ward.
Jumpin' Joe, they call him. Clint Bryant, now coaching at Augusta, gave him the nickname Watch Him Play, and you'll see why they call him Jumpin' Joe.
And a former Rockford Lightning in the center spot, it's Alton Lee Gibson.
I can't believe the improvement. He'll be a Los Angeles Lakers, the rumor going around. He is bodying people up. He is rebounding. This is the best I've ever seen Alton play.
Made a start on Wednesday night. Gets another call here this afternoon. Number 32, Dwayne Washington.
Very unselfish. Leads him in assists. You know, he lost the starting spot to Wes Matthews. Now he's back in the lineup. I like his attitude. I like the way he's doing things.
And the man who leads the House of Schaus, Dexter Schaus.
You know, he's got the flu, but I don't think that's going to bother him. This guy wants this game desperately. He's got a lot to prove. He's been just terrific.
Well, I chatted with him just prior to the starting lineups. He said, I really had a hard time practicing yesterday. I don't have a lot of wind, but, you know, this is game 4. We're going to try and end it here this afternoon.
You know, Dexter Schaus, as we look at some of the signs around the arena, but Dexter Schaus is a guy who'll play at 1 o'clock in the morning. As we look at the officials, Ed Clark and Don Vaden. Vaden worked both the NBA and the CBA. But talking about Schaus, Denny, he's played at 1 o'clock in the morning in Peru, Nebraska with his brother. So this isn't unusual for him to play hurt.
Well, he's had an outstanding playoff series. as he's averaged better than 25 points a game. And here now a championship note. Doesn't happen very often, but a 4-game sweep, a definite possibility. I think a lot of people were surprised that Tulsa was able to go into Rockford, Irv, and win game 1 and game 2.
They did it with a fast break, and as you pointed out at the top, as we look at Henry Bibby, they did it by rebounding. Henry Bibby tried to get John Wooden to come in today. Of course, Henry played for him. As we take a look at some of the key players that we watching today.
Boy, the numbers for Mannion and McLean have been shrinking ever since the championship series started.
Oh, no question about it. And you have to give the Breakers credit because they have played defense. Watch Dexter Shouse if he does the same thing that we saw in Rockford. He'll just get up belly button to belly button. He'll have his hands all over Pace Mannion. And when Pace went down in the post, as soon as the ball went into him, they would dive the post to help out the smaller Shouse.
And he also said Shouse out front. When he's picked up there, they force him back to the middle, and Matthews or Washington steps in. So he is being double-teamed all over the floor.
No question about it.
All right, we're ready for CBA basketball action on ESPN. Game number 4 of the CBA Championship Series, and they're starting to stand up on their feet here in Tulsa. Late arriving crowd, but before this one's all over, it's liable to be jammed. Had better than 5,600 for game number 3 on Wednesday night.
One of the keys early, Danny, will be how the game is called because it should be very physical. They don't care for each other.
Carmichael works Washington all the way, tries to kick it off, and Tebow with a steal. Shouse pressing the action, will challenge right off the bat.
What we talked about at the top, Brent Carmichael, when he gets up in the air, does not make good decisions. Here's the pressure. The half-court game of Rockford has really been suspect. In game 5 last year against Wyoming, they just let it all go and they ran and it was effective. Charlie's liable to try and do that because they're not making good decisions with their half-court game.
Boy, this opening series right there, Mannion pounded by Shouse, and Shouse taps it away, and that's been the story in this one.
Yeah, look at Donnie Vaden. He's doing a little housekeeping over there as the Tulsa bench is up and they're involved in the game. Wes Matthews getting after the official early.
Gibson with a slap away. Richmond went up and forgot the basketball, but the Lightning will get it back.
Henry is as intense as he was in game 2 in the last few minutes, and we've just begun.
Mannion double teamed to McLean on the move, pulls up from 12, not his kind of shot, and off with a rebound is Tebow.
That's what's been killing him, Denny. Bad decisions. That wasn't a good one by McLean. He's better than that.
Just underway. Shouse with the only basket thus far in this one. Nobody's going to step up on Tebow, but he kicks it off to Ward. Top of the key, long jumper, rim no good. Gibson's been a real force on the boards, but he loses the basketball. Now it's tapped away, and Rockford gets it back.
Gibson did a good job sneaking inside. Doesn't get the stick back. Let's see what kind of shot they get at this end, because McLean, where I really like him, is coming in on the wing with that little curveball left-hander he throws up.
Much better shooter when he uses the glass than when he opts to shoot it straight on. There's the double team. Carmichael in a hurry to the basket, running one-hander that won't go, and Gibson with another big rebound.
Once again, we mentioned that the Lakers supposedly will give him a shot. Interesting story there as we watch the long one.
Shouse trying to open things up with a three-point try, and Mannion brings it back the other way.
While they're setting up, the word was Jim Lampley was supposed to get the call up when McNamara got hurt for the Lakers. Well, Lampley, well documented, walked out on Charlie Rosen. He wasn't going to get a strong recommendation. Charlie recommended Alton Lee Gibson. I wonder if he recommended him before this game 3.
Get rid of him as soon as possible, right? Gibson's really played well in the championship series.
Best I've ever seen him. He's disappointed a lot of people for years. I saw him in Rapid City. What Henry Bibby has done with him is truly amazing.
Alton Lee averaging better than 10 rebounds per game during the championship series, and a lot of those have been on the offensive boards. Having trouble getting it in. And the 5-second call is made. Nice defense that time by the Lightning.
Our officials are Don Vaden and Ed Clark. You mentioned Vaden works both the NBA and the CBA. Clark from Jackson, Mississippi, played a lot of football. Nice.
McLean will dunk it over Gibson. Great pass by Mannion.
And once again, that's what they did against Wyoming last year. And I really believe Charlie will try and do some of that. The half-court game just hadn't worked, so go to something else.
Gibson turnaround jumper, and he swishes it home.
He was the third best center out of high school. Went to Florida State after a junior college career.
Richmond tries a power move, gets Gibson. That one nearly breaks the iron. And Super B runs it down. Carmichael kicks it off. Great feed, and Lewis finishes.
That was a terrific finish that time. And Carmichael, who led Northern Iowa in rebounding, got a shot to go to Arizona State, but they came in very late on him. Mother Almeida is looking in today from the Quad City area. Say hi to her for her son.
Tebow catches in the paint. Ball partially deflected by Lewis, and the Lightning off to run. Mannion keys the break. Great bounce pass to Lewis.
No secret to their strategy, is it? Get it up and down the court. Let's play like we did in that Wyoming game that we've talked about.
Fans a little surprised that Rockford's off to such a quick start.
Well, everybody figured it's over, but, you know, Rockford doesn't figure that way. And I said, oh.
Tried to lob it right through Lewis, and then the steal by Schaus. 3-on-1. Dexter inside. Kicks it off to Tebow. Reverse layup.
That was a great move by Tebow. He was recruited and coached by Bill Oakes at St. Mary's. Oakes really taught him the fundamentals.
Terrific body. Drafted by Golden State in the 4th round. Played a while there and then went to Europe.
Well, you know, they did everything they could to keep him. Remember when they tried to trade Sam Williams and Lester Connor because Tebow looked that good. He was better than they thought. There's the foul, the block. And they just couldn't get it done. They had to let him go. I do believe there's a future for Tebow. He's only 27. He can score. Can you imagine 22 in 1 quarter against the Lakers? I don't care if it's the 4th quarter. It doesn't matter.
Peter Tebow with 20 points. 11 rebounds in game number 3. Lewis has picked up his pace at the offensive end, averaging 14 a game throughout the playoffs. Has 5 already. You know, he's a member of the all-defensive team in the CBA.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you, did a great job recruiting him was Lefty Driesell. He was not going to go there. I believe he was headed to Virginia or NC State, if my memory serves me right. Lefty did a terrific job.
Schaus had it and lost it. McLean picked his pocket, and the Lightning on the move one more time. Richmond catches it. Pump fake. Holy mackerel. Tried to jam it, and that one ended up on press row.
Off the back of the flange, and the left-hander played a UTEP. I saw a game once when they were playing Georgetown, talking about UTEP, and their coach, Don Haskins, as we take a look at the jam, Haskins went to sit down. There was no chair, and he fell down, and nobody on UTEP would say a word. They were so concerned with this guy. You know, you didn't mess around with Don Haskins.
No.
The Bear.
You also better play some defense. Washington for 3, short of the mark. And Tulsa appears to be the tighter of the 2 teams in this one thus far.
And ice cold. The net is up. Let's see if it bothers them. That can really be a major problem. They try and keep that net down. Doesn't hurt the lefty Richmond.
Well, he dropped it down himself with the soft jumper, his first bucket. And off to a very quick start, the Rockford Lightning.
And they've done it with transition. Their half-court game hadn't been anything to shout about. Transitions look good.
On the wing, the jumper won't go. They crash the offensive boards. Tebow underneath. That one won't drop. Slapped out of bounds.
Ice cold. They're shooting about 20%, if that.
And we've got a timeout on the floor as Charlie Rosen exhorting the troops and chatting with the officials here early on in this one. Now it's time for you watching at home to pick the AT&T CBA Player of the Year. It's up to you to make the right choice. The league coaches have nominated the top 5 CBA players. Each player has his own phone number. Call the phone number of the player you think is the CBA Player of the Year. The player getting the most calls wins the AT&T CBA Player of the Year award. If you think the CBA's best player is Anthony Bowie, call 1-900-260-6301. If you think it might be Andrew Kennedy, there is the number that you want to call, 1-900-260-6302. Pace Mannion, he's playing in this one. Might be a good choice. Good 900 number there. If you think Brooks Steppe is the best player, call 1-900-260-6304. Or what about Clint Wheeler? Call 1-900-260-6305. Who is the right choice? We want to hear from you because every vote counts. Call now or wait until halftime when you'll see highlights of each player. Results will be given later in this telecast. Don't forget, we want you to call. Each call is 60 cents, and every 10 minutes, one caller is picked at random, and they win a free ESPN banner. There are a number of numbers and all sorts of votes, so we want to repeat those numbers and announce the results in the second half. And we'll be back with more basketball right after this.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
You got a thirst.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
You know what you need. that Gatorade. Albany, the capital of New York State, in the capital Saratoga region, discover its many advantages. From historical architecture to today's futuristic Empire State Plaza. Join us for our many family events and festivals along the scenic Hudson River. Professional sports abound and are one of the many year-round attractions. Or spend an evening enjoying the performing arts, from Broadway quality shows to symphony orchestras. Be our guest. For information, call 1-800-622-8464.
Fast Breakers and ESPN. Great stuff. I like that sign, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad.
The Heartbreakers, that's what they're called here, the Tulsa dance team, and they've broken a few hearts this past season.
Henry's very concerned. His ball club is not shooting well, and Rockford is doing a good job in transition.
Jumped off quickly to a 9-6 lead. Derek Lewis with 5 and a bucket each for McLean and Richmond leading the way for the Lightning. Meanwhile, Tulsa's got the basketball.
As you can see, neither ball club really lighting it up, 40% and 38.
Tebow shops inside and then hands it back to Ward, who'll try for 3, and he is fouled by Richmond.
So Jumpin' Joe going to get an opportunity to go to the line here. Caught one in the mouth. It'll be the ministry for Joe when all of the basketball days are over. Got a high school coach by the name of Bobby York down at Griffin, Georgia. Really did a good job from Griffin, Georgia.
And the Wilson, of course, is the official shoe of the CBA, and it presents the CBA pipeline to the NBA. And the CBA has sent 28 players thus far to the NBA this season. There's a good look, most recently at Dominic Presley, who's been called up by the Chicago Bulls. It's been a banner year for CBA players heading off to the National Basketball Association.
54 in all. You mentioned Rosinski. He's with the Scissors and Pistons this year. And he signed with the 76ers yesterday for the remainder of the season.
I'm going to say there were 7 different CBA players who were called up by 2 teams this season. One of those players is Pace Mannion.
Yep.
McLean fights everybody off and then shoots it off the window.
Well, you mentioned just a moment ago, he's at his best off the glass, and that just looks terrific.
Ward with a nice step-over move, tries to take it all the way. That one is rejected. Fought back up and in, though, by Alton Lee Gibson.
Once again, nobody bodied up to Alton Lee. Here comes Carmichael. That's where he has a problem, though. Makes a bad decision.
Washington to Schaus. Now Mannion with a steal. Boy, this looks like the defensive secondary play.
Pace has a lot of ability. He's the Iron Man. He makes good decisions.
Boy, this one is going up and down the floor here. Now the Breakers with a steal.
The basketball will get better. Right now, it's a little hairy, kind of scary, kind of shirts and skins, but they'll settle down.
Tebow pulls out, gets the jumper off. No go, rattles around. Richmond had it and lost it, and then Mannion finds the handle. Carmichael takes over the offense on the wing, back out top. 11-10, Richmond turnaround jumper in the paint that won't go. Mannion had the offensive tap back but couldn't get it to drop. Ward's spin move has it stripped away, but the fast breaking keep the basketball.
Wes Matthews will come in. Ron Spivey plays as hard as anybody in this league. Gets his shot.
Spivey also a member of the CBA's all-defensive team this season.
His intensity is something else.
5 years experience in the CBA, one of the better players overall in the league.
I have a question. Has anybody made an outside shot?
No. The closest we came to that was McLean with about a 12-footer.
It's just been very cold. As Donnie Baden, who worked in the ACC, spots his foul. Here's the rule. It's a simple one. If you want to get the charging call, you've got to be set. And we don't have that right there, but free throw's coming. 11-10 is the score.
Schaus, who poured in 31 in game number 3 at the line with 2 points thus far out of South Alabama University. Drafted by the Lakers in the 4th round.
Cliff Ellis is the guy recruited in. Then he went to Clemson. Mike Hanks took over. We were talking about his brother Dan when he was at Peru. He was the second leading scorer in the nation at that classification.
shrugged off the remnants of the flu. Not his usual self thus far in this one, although I'm sure he'll pick up the pace. Very strong physical player.
I'll tell you, did a good job with him was Larry Bird. Forget the basketball. He talked him into staying in school. Dexter wasn't too much junior high age and on the run now. Larry Bird talked him into just doing his thing.
Tebow inside, bodies up, high off the window. Lewis with a rebound. And Rockford's defense in the post has dramatically improved. Mannion going to pressure and take it inside. Tries to kick it off, and now it's 2-on-2 basketball. Matthews for 3.
He can still shoot. He gets so many points off of steals, and Shouse continues to pressure the inbounds pass. That's where Tulsa kills you. We had a good ball game, game number 2 at Rockford. All of a sudden, their pressure broke it open late.
Fast breakers have run off some impressive streaks in this series. Superby passes up the 3, goes for 2, and drills it.
I really like this little guy. He was a DB in high school.
Great pass inside. Tebow with the lay-in, and Lewis, who got caught looking the other way with a foul.
Matthews with the pass to Tebow. Let's pick it up. Peter out of St. Mary's will be the beneficiary of this nice assist. An assist is every bit as important as a basket. Nice effort. Good competition when Peter was growing up, playing against guys like Brian Shaw, Lester the Molester Connor. When he was with Golden State, he'd come in for Purvis Short. I liked him, and I believe Golden State liked him. It's just a case of numbers. Right place, right time. Depends on how much guaranteed money there is in the NBA.
Shouse with both hands on Mannion.
Boy, do they dive when he gets the ball, Denny.
Mannion forces it in and lays it up with a left hand.
That was solid by Pace, and he does understand the game. Out of Las Vegas, went to Utah.
Shouse for 3, got the pressure from Mannion, but it wasn't soon enough.
Well, I'll tell you something. His game is complete.
Dexter was 7 on the afternoon.
Dexter just picked up a major league pick from Gadsden. That's the best pick I've seen in this series.
McLean fakes the set shot. Now he's going to take it. Rattles in and out, and Gibson with those big hands, scarping up another rebound. Pass through the paint. Tebow got away with a little walk and banked it home.
Boy, has this all changed since Matthews come in? He hits a 3. He has 2 solid assists, and all of a sudden, it's an 8-point lead. Tulsa was going nowhere. Wes Matthews, a #1 pick, he's got 2 championship rings with the Lakers, has turned it all out. Look at the defense by Shouse.
Lewis down inside to Carmichael, who dribbles it off of Gibson. Oh, no, now they're going to say Carmichael hit it.
Ed Clark says it went off his leg. They're not getting back. They're arguing. Fortunately, there's a timeout, or there's a layup for Tebow at the other end.
Charlie Rosen can't believe it. I'll tell you, according to my eyesight, I think it should have been Rockford's basketball. But we've got a timeout on the floor with 2:55 left to go here in quarter number 1. And we'll be back with more CBA basketball action right after this.
Remember the first summer we spent here?
You bought me a hot pink 2-piece. Dad almost died.
A year ago, this conversation would have been difficult for Genevieve Adams and her daughter. Difficult because Genevieve suffers from nerve deafness.
As soon as the sun was up, I'd take off down the beach.
Yeah, always looking for more of those silly seashells.
Fortunately, she discovered Miracle Ear, a tiny hearing aid customized for her condition.
Mom, I gotta tell you, I wasn't really looking for seashells.
I know. You were looking for Tommy, what's his name?
If you or someone you know has a hearing problem, call now for this free booklet that explains the causes of hearing loss and how to spot the symptoms. You'll learn how thousands have been able to hear clearly again, thanks to Miracle Ear. Call now and receive it all without cost or obligation. Genevieve Adams did. For her, life is sounding a whole lot better now.
Oakland's first-round selection, running back, Marcus Allen, USC. Chicago selection, Jim McMahon. Quarterback, Brigham Young. Wide receiver, Jerry Rice, Mississippi Valley. Lawrence Taylor, linebacker, North Carolina.
Super Bowl champions are built on draft day. Coverage of the 1989 NFL Draft begins Sunday at noon Eastern, live on ESPN.
This telecast is an exclusive presentation of Creative Sports Marketing in association with ESPN. Any use, rebroadcast, or other transmission of this game without the written consent of Creative Sports Marketing, the CBA, and ESPN is prohibited.
Thought that guy was